Alrighty, people. We have got some spicy updates in the Rashee Rice case, and we are going to walk through it along with the help of some of the best lawyers in the fantasy industry, if you will, walking us through it as well. But thanks for joining. I see y'all in the chat. Macy's here, says 15 days until the NFL draft. We are about 2 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen, which I am absolutely hyped for. What's up, Casey? What's up, Brizzleton? Welcome in. What's up, Joshua? We will talk about the case. What's up, The Roll? What's up, WG? What's up, Trent, Reenie, Daniel? I see all of y'all in the chat. What's up? What's up? Do me a massive favor. Go ahead and hit that like button as the stream is starting. And, of course, let me know who I'm hanging out with today. Let me know who the gang is, who's hanging out here. We will do a rookie draft, okay? But first things first, I think we should talk about the Rashee Rice case, because obviously there was some pretty huge updates that we should dive into. And I've been telling you guys this since everything went down. I am buying Rashee Rice. I'll be honest, we'll dive into it, but nothing has persuaded me against buying Rashee Rice. And I think people got really scared when they heard the word a warrant has been issued for his arrest. That's not uncommon, guys. It's very common actually in these situations. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down. And I've been telling y'all, if you haven't followed him yet, follow Drew Davenport. He's a brilliant mind in the fantasy industry, and of course he studies law. He's in law, that's his career, and he broke down this Rashee Rice information for us. So let's walk through this before we do today's rookie draft, and you guys can decide what action you will take. I'm still sending out offers for Rashee Rice every single day in every single league where I don't have him. But shout out to Drew Davenport, really, really good at what he does. But he took some time, looked through all the charges, and this is what he has to say, okay? This is his words, not mine. He says, the first thing I want to caution everyone about is that we are getting reports about the charges, but we don't have the actual code sections to work off of. That could be no big deal, or it could lead us to being a little off on what he's facing. Please don't forget that. So, again, these are reports. He doesn't have the actual documents yet that have been filed. Okay, that's what he's trying to tell you. Jurisdiction usually charge under state codes, but sometimes they can use city codes for some reasons. I'm working off state code, and I'm assuming that's how he'll be charged, okay? I have also not seen the arrest warrant, nor have the charges been put online yet. He says, I can dial things in tighter when I have access to that stuff. Now, speaking of warrants, this is what I was talking to you guys about earlier. He says, don't read anything into a warrant being issued. It plays in the media and sounds more serious to say a warrant is being issued and he can be arrested. But warrants are standard. Again, a lot of stuff that you're seeing is not a surprise, okay? It's a surprise because you hear the word issued a warrant for his arrest, but it's not a surprise in this type of case. Actually, he says, it's a little odd to me that they issued a warrant when he has retained counsel already, but I don't think that matters enough to get into it. Bottom line, warrants sound scary, but don't matter. They're issued in these types of cases routinely. One final note about having incomplete information, like I alluded to above. There were a lot of comments about guns being involved or about possible intoxication or even charges for street racing. None of those came to pass. This is why we let things breathe. That's big. That's big, 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 big. And, if alcohol was involved, intoxication involved, guns, illegal guns, certain drugs, that could have changed a lot of things. He says the charges that I have seen reported are as follows. And again, none of this he hasn't seen everything just yet, right? But he says 1 count aggravated assault, 1 count collision involving serious bodily injury, 6 counts collisions involving injury. Charges are reportedly the same for the other driver. The code sections I've run down are, and you can check those if you want. The main issue right now out of the gate for Rice is that either of the second or third degree felony can carry mandatory prison time of not less than 2 years. This seems bad, doesn't it? It's not great, but if my concern before was a 2, maybe it's a 4 now. He says, will he go to jail or prison? That's a question people are asking him. He says, unlikely. These charges are serious, but keep in mind the biggest factor in any criminal case is what is your history. I don't remember Rice having any prior criminal or traffic history. That matters a lot. What is the next step in the case? Rice will turn himself in and likely be processed without spending much, if any, time in jail. The case will be set for an arraignment. I might be saying that wrong. Where he will plead not guilty and the case begins. So again, guys, these are the current charges. This is not where the case will end. I think that's important for people to realize. This is not where the case ends. It's not, okay, that's it. Now let's put you in prison. No, that's not how the legal system works, okay? He says, will this be done before the season? I think so, but we don't really know that with any degree of certainty. Felony cases naturally take longer and have longer speedy trial requirements. However, based on their earlier strategy, I expect Rice to move quick. I think his opinion there is what he's trying to say. This is way worse than we expected, isn't it? Sorta. The charge of aggravated assault is certainly not one Rice wanted to see, nor did he want to see 8 charges. On the other hand, multiple victims make sense, like the multiple counts it's pretty standard. Think about it, guys. There's not one victim in the situation. 6 cars, a lot of different people injured in small, insignificant ways, one in a significant way, right? So yes, there will be multiple charges, multiple counts. We also learned that other than some marijuana, drugs and guns were not involved, nor are they seeking anything related to intoxicated driving. What is he going to do? I have no idea, but he has several things going for him. As I said, he has no history of, and he has approached this as though he is truly remorseful. This matters a lot to both the NFL and the prosecutors handling the case in court. We don't know what's in the discovery packet, but it's fair to say that Rice may not have many defenses here. So, if a guy who studied law his entire life and his entire career is in law is telling us that it is actually very important for the prosecutors, for the NFL, that he was remorseful, that he came out and took ownership for him, if that's going to get anything down, that's important for us to look at if he's saying that's important. That doesn't mean he's guilty. It just means that he has to take mitigation tact instead of a trial path. But again, I am speculating, so be careful with this information. How many games will he be suspended? I still don't think it will be many, Drew says. I think 1 to 2 games seems more plausible than it did before he was at 0, in his opinion. But I think this gets pled down to a couple misdemeanors, a suspension, and a hefty restitution bill. I always will say the same thing. We don't have to be perfect right now. We just have to be better than others. Right now, I still don't see Rice as having a major issue here. Yes, it's serious. I really dislike this kind of stuff. I agree. Young kids, money, fast cars. But we aren't here to moralize. Moralize. Good word. He says, I'm in the business of trying to help. You understand what's happening and see past the hyperbole. There's a lot of he's done. This is so true. I mean, if you look at any report of Rashee Rice today, every comment section is full of he's done, he's out of the league, he ruined his career, he's going to jail for 10 years, he's going to be, out of the league in 3 months. It's like every single reply to any report on this is ridiculous. It's no one can take out emotions and just speak rationally. That's why Drew is so important in this situation. He says, take emotion out, send some offers in Dynasty. I believe he has a long career with Patrick Mahomes ahead of him. So again, big shout out to Drew. A lot was just broken down there. I will put his link in the chat in case you want to give him a follow. He is fantastic at what he does. There's room for things to change. New information can come out. But at the moment, I've been saying this since the case started. I still feel the same way. Yeah, I'm trying to buy Rashee Rice. Guys, why don't we take a second? Big shout out to the Flock Fantasy Trade Finder. Let's have a look at some trades that have gone down for Rashee Rice recently. If you don't know, on our website, the Trade Finder shows you real trades that have happened for players across sleeper formats. These are all real trades, real leagues. Let's have a look at some of these. Someone got Rice for Palmer and a second. Give me Rashee Rice there. I love that pick. We don't know exactly where all these picks are. Someone got Rice and a 4th round pick for Kirk and a 3rd. Give me Rashee Rice there. Love that pick. Today, all these trades happened today. Someone got Rashee Rice for a 3rd. Someone got Rashee Rice for Calvin Ridley for a single 2nd round pick. Love it. Give me all of those trades. Someone got Rashee Rice for Stephon Diggs and Cedric Tillman. Give me Stephon Diggs there. I love it. Someone got Rashee Rice for a third and Chris Rodriguez in a start 7-1 quarterback league. Love it. Give me Rashee Rice in another one quarterback league. Someone got a third. Send an offer out, guys. Or maybe you think this is a big deal. Don't send an offer if you feel that way. I don't. Someone got Rashee Rice for a third-round pick. Now, someone sent Tank Dell. That's a bit ridiculous. You shouldn't have to do that right now. Someone got a first and Rice for DJ Moore. That's interesting. Someone got Rice in a second for Flowers in a fourth. I kind of like that deal. There's obviously some bad deals in here too, right? With any situation. Rashee Rice for Isaiah Likely and Jacoby Myers in a Superflex 14-man league. Yeah, I'll take Rice there. For a second and a third. Yeah, I'll pay that price. Rashee Rice for a second. Rashee Rice for a second. Rashee Rice for a second and a third. Rashee Rice and Dontavian Wicks for Reed and Zamir White. That might be on the edge there based off what he should cost right now. Rashee Rice for Cooper Kupp. Perfect. Go get Rashee Rice. All right. The point is, what is an asset on your team that you're willing to part with to bet on Rashee Rice long term? All right. For me, I'll just be honest with you guys. The trades, and unfortunately, I'm in a situation where you guys aren't in the situation where a lot of people that you're in a league with probably watch our content. They know exactly what I think about a player. It makes it difficult to buy. Okay. But I have sent out a lot of offers involving Jameson Williams. I love me some Jameson Williams. I've done a lot with Jahan Dotson. In leagues where I have Hollywood Brown, I am sending out offers to get Rashee Rice straight up. I think in a lot of leagues you might be able to do that. I am sending, the 212, anywhere from an early third round pick. And, if someone counters and they're like, hey, I actually want the 208. All right, let's figure it out then. That's fine. So whole point is, I can't tell you what Rashee Rice is going to go for in your leagues. However, I am telling you to go trade for Rashee Rice, and you have to make this decision for yourself if you think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. Oftentimes if you take emotion out, most of the time in the past decade with any of these legal matters, it's worked out for the people who have bet on the player. I mean, even as early recently as Olave, was a different situation, but Alvin Kamara, he was on camera beating up a human being. Everyone said, oh my God, it's on camera. He's done. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. The people who bought Alvin were fine. Different situation, I get it, but typically this works in the hand of the people who buy low. All right, obviously you're going to make that decision for yourself, and I think you should make that decision for yourself. But I appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining me. We are going to do a rookie draft. Do me a huge favor and hit that like button. We are already at 53 likes. My like goal for today is 100, so we're already halfway there, and we haven't even gotten into the mock draft. So I appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining us, and we are going to get into a rookie draft. Big shout out to Drew. But I see all you guys in the chat. I see y'all. Thanks for joining me. But, okay, so if you potentially want to get into today's mock draft, first step is to join our Discord, okay? And big shout out to Justin Phillips, who just donated a super chat. He says, appreciate the content. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. In fact, there is a video coming out next week, early next week. It's either going to be Sunday or Monday for you guys. And I'll be honest, I don't know that I've ever put more effort into a video covering a rookie draft before. I'm so excited for you guys to watch this video. I hope it hits so well. The amount of research and information that was brought into it. Again, I don't think I've ever done a video that has had more information for rookie drafts and how to go kill your rookie drafts than the one that's coming out early next week. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully you guys love it. But we are going to do a rookie draft here, okay? Join the Discord. Link is in the chat. It's also in the description if you want to have a chance to be a part of today's mock draft. Once you join the Discord, go underneath the Fantasyland tab here with the orange footballs. You can see that there. Content releases. Hey, gang. You can see me say, hey, gang. That is where the link is going to come out, okay? Now, it is first come, first serve. So as soon as I send that bad boy out, I can't tell you who's getting in. All right, it is a dogfight to get in. We can't control who gets in. You can already see people reacting to the message. But I'm gonna. Where do I want to draft from today? I'll draft from. I'll go 6. I'll go middle of the pack here. I'll go middle of the pack. And I will go ahead and send out this link in the Discord. So, first come, first serve. That's going to fill up. We did just get a super chat, though. Mark Parks, thank you for the donation, my man. He says, got Rashee in a start 9, 10-team superflex for Bryce Young. This was before today, but I thought it was worth the risk given the league settings. Am I dumb? You're not dumb. That's probably more than I would be willing to pay at this moment. And not to say he won't be worth it, just based off the trades that I've seen and the market that I've seen for Rashee Rice, that seems like a higher price to pay than what I'm typically seeing. But no, you're not dumb. It could absolutely work out in your favor. Like, let me ask you this. If I think Bryce Young's going to be good, so that's the tough one for me. But if Rashee Rice is suspended 2 games, are you going to regret that, Mark? I think you'll be okay. Like, don't worry too much about that. But all I would say is based off the trades I've seen, it might be a little bit more than I would expect to pay for him. But all right, we are going to get into this mock draft. But I want to let you guys know, you've probably been seeing us go live 3 nights a week where we help people with their dynasty teams. Well, if you're out there and you want your dynasty team to be reviewed, I just put a direct link in the chat for you. flockfantasy.com/land. Use the promo code LAND when you sign up. Become a Mother Flocker member. Those are the 2 steps. Use the code LAND, become a Mother Flocker member. And once you have done that, you will be eligible for a Dynasty team review. Tomorrow night, I'll be live. I'll be reviewing some of your Dynasty teams. I have really thoroughly enjoyed those streams 3 times a week since January, really. I mean, three times a week, every single week since January. We've been helping people get better in their Dynasty leagues. It's been awesome to see people come back to us and say, look at how good my team looks now. So if you want your Dynasty team reviewed by us, very simple. Become a Mother Flocker member. Use the code LAND. And not only will you get a Dynasty team review, but you get everything you see here on your screen. A rookie report from us, which we release every single year. Unlimited access to our Dynasty trade calculator, the trade finder, our complete rankings. You get to be a part of our Discord and our Dynasty trade show. And last thing, all right, I know I'm advertising to you a little bit, but last thing here, okay? We are implementing my teams. It's in beta mode, okay? Still a lot of things that are going to improve, a lot of features that are going to change. But anyone who's a Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND, and again, the direct link is in the chat, can access this right now. All right, if you want to sync your teams, see where you stand amongst your teams. This is the Alpha League. You can see your boys on top in the Alpha League. That's right. But yeah, you can see where you rank. Eventually, you will be able to change these rankings to, via a certain creator. So eventually, if you want to see where my rankings would put you in your league, there will be a little button around here somewhere where you can click on it, put Zach's rankings or expert consensus or community rankings or Badaki's or anyone else on the website. You can see where we would rank your team, where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. If you want to search for a player, all right, well, who has Zay Flowers in this league? Perfect. Steelen Williams has Zay Flowers. What sort of deals can I formulate for him? And eventually, if you're a Mother Flocker member, you're going to be able to click a button that says submit for review if you have an eligible review. So again, guys, I am 100,000% confident that we have never been able to offer you guys as much as we have today on the Flock Fantasy website. So again, use the promo code LAND. Become a Mother Flocker member. Direct link is in the chat. And the last thing I'll say before we move on is when you do sign up, go to the top right, click account, all right, and link your Discord. Once you link your Discord, you will be able to see all of our premium channels, including the roster submissions channel, which we have been helping y'all out with your Dynasty teams. All right, you've probably heard enough. Sorry, but just had to let y'all know. But we are getting into a rookie draft here. Let's step into an alternate world. Let's step into an alternate reality, okay? The reality that we're stepping in today, and I just put the direct link into the chat, is Chris Trapazzo's reality. This is Chris's world, and we're all living in it, all right? This is a 7-round CBS NFL mock draft, okay? And this was released 2 hours ago. It is fresh, hot off the press. This is the world that we're going to live in today for today's mock draft. So if this was actually how the draft went, how would it impact Dynasty football? Caleb Williams, a Chicago Bear. Jaden Daniels, a Commander. JJ goes to the Patriots. Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals. And Drake May falls all the way to 5, where the Chargers move back with the Vikings, rather. Vikings get Drake May. Malik Neighbors goes to the Big Apple, despite the reports, which are ridiculous. Roma Dunze to the Bears. Brian Thomas Jr. to the Jets. Then we see Michael Penix Jr. sneak into round 1. Not even sneak, comfortably in round 1 to the Raiders. Brock Bowers to the Seahawks. Hate this for so many reasons. Don't want to dive into it. It will take too much time. Adonai Mitchell goes to the Chargers at pick 23. That's hot. We see Xavier Worthy to the Panthers. They trade up with the Buffalo Bills. And then into round 2, where Ladd McConkey goes to the Buffalo Bills. Xavier Legette to the Patriots. We also see Troy Franklin to the Bengals. Jalen Polk to the Eagles right after that. Trey Benson's the first running back off the board. My guy goes to the Cleveland Browns. You know, not too long ago, the Cleveland Browns spent a second-round pick on Nick Chubb. That worked out well for them, so they're trying to repeat history here. Ricky Pearsall goes to the Indianapolis Colts. We also see Malachi Corley to the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, that's not the greatest news for Malachi and Rashee, because these are both very good yak players. I'm not sure how they complement each other. But anyway, Burton goes to the Panthers. Bo Nix goes to the Broncos in round 3. Jonathan Brooks is a New York Giant. Javon Baker is a Lion. We also see Marshawn Lloyd to the Raiders. Spencer Rattler to the Seahawks. Roman Wilson to the Colts. So they double up on wide receiver. Ben Sinnott to the Rams. Michael Pratt to the Cowboys. Braylon Allen to the Packers. Tez Walker to the 49ers. Jalen McMillan, my guy, I'll keep saying it, the best value in the entire NFL draft, goes to the Jags, pick 96. Beautiful. The Bengals get Theo Johnson. Malik Washington to the Steelers. Anais Smith to the Commanders into round 4, where Keon Coleman slips to round 4 to the Buffalo Bills. Wow. Jamari Thrash to the Chargers. Cade Stover to the Chargers. We also see Luke McCaffrey to the Broncos. Jalen Wright to the Houston Texans. And then into round 5. Round 5 would be the last one we go through. You can look at round 6 and 7 on your own time if you want. The link is in the chat to this for you to follow along. The Chargers get Blake Corum in round 5. Audric Esme goes to the Panthers. Jaheim Bell to the Falcons. Eric All to the Broncos. Will Shipley to the Raiders. Jalen Coker to the Saints. Bucky Irvin to the Jaguars. Dylan Labe to the Rams. Tyrone Tracy to the Bills. Isaiah Davis to the Cardinals. Jatavion Sanders falls to round 5 to the Ravens. That would suck. Bub Memes to the Giants. Taj Washington to the Eagles. Johnny Wilson to the Chiefs. Frank Gore to the Cowboys. Dallin Hawker to the Saints. Again, you can look at rounds 6 and 7 on your own time, but that is the world that we're living in. All right, for today's Superflex PPR tight end premium draft, that is the world we're living in. Let's go ahead and get this thing started, and let's see the chaos that is sure to ensue. Caleb Williams off the board at the 101. Then Jaden Daniels at the 102. Remember, he is a Washington Commander, and it seems like every single day there's a new report. The Commanders are absolutely taking Drake May. The Commanders are actually seriously probably going to take McCarthy. No, they're taking Jaden Daniels. It's locked in. Every day it's a different report. It means nothing at this point. At this point last year, Will Levis was a Colt at number 5 overall in the NFL draft, right? So these reports mean nothing right now. They mean nothing at all. Marvin Harrison Jr. goes off the board at the 103. Drake May at the 104. Man, I'll be honest with y'all. Drake May to the Vikings at the 104. I mean, I don't know, guys. That is pretty hot. I'm not going to lie to you. But, all right, the big 5 are off the board. I've got a difficult decision to make here. I hate Brock Bowers to the Seahawks. I'll be honest with y'all. Man, this really sucks. I'm glad I'm at the 6th spot because this actually sucks. Wow, this sucks. Odunze is a Chicago Bear. I've got Odunze and McCarthy back to back in my rankings right now. 6th and 7th overall. I got JJ, who's a top 3 pick at the quarterback position. I've got Odunze. Tough call here. Really, really tough call here. Man, this is tough. I mean, look, if this is a real draft, hopefully it's a slow draft or like a 5-minute timer. I'm trying to move back in the draft if this happens. I don't want to make this decision. I want someone else to make this decision for me. But we will go ahead and draft Rome Odunze to the Chicago Bears. He'll get to link up with Caleb Williams and rookie camp straight away. JJ McCarthy goes off the board next. McCarthy could have been the right pick there, guys. What if I told you that first-round quarterbacks actually have a much higher hit rate than first-round wide receivers? Does that sound crazy for anyone to hear? Does that sound blasphemous for anyone to hear? Well, unfortunately, in the last decade, it's true. Quarterbacks have a 59.4% hit rate. Wide receivers are 48.6%. There's almost there's a greater than 10% difference in the hit rate between a first-round wide receiver and a first-round quarterback. And a hit for a quarterback is a top 12 points per game season in their first 4 years. For wide receivers, it's top 24 in their first 4 years. And still, first-round quarterbacks have a higher hit rate. So don't rule out J.J. McCarthy there as an option at the 106 over Odunze. I want Odunze here, but don't rule that out at all. So McCarthy goes. Michael Penix Jr. also off the board. And last week, I said I didn't hear anyone talking about Michael Penix Jr. in the first round. It's funny because literally when that stream ended, all I heard for like the next couple days is, yeah, Michael Penix Jr. is looking like he's going to go in the first round. I found that to be really, really funny that I said that on stream, and then all the reports that I saw from then on was, yeah, he's probably going in the first round. I can't tell you for sure if Michael Penix Jr. goes in the first round or not, but if he does, I'm certainly interested. He goes to Las Vegas. He gets to play with Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayer, and he also doesn't have to start straight away. I know some of us want that to happen in fantasy, but he doesn't have to start straight away. So look at that. Everyone, I'm not going to say everyone, because a lot of you guys who are on our channel are very reasonable. But there are certain people in the Dynasty community who say, there is just no scenario, there's no world in which Brock Bowers lasts to the 110. Every single time we do a rookie draft, there's a player who falls, and there's a comment from someone. There's no draft anywhere. There's no league anywhere. Invite me to your leagues. Where in the world? It's never happening. Brock Bowers falling to the 110. It just happened. He went to the Seahawks. People are coming up with some reasons why they hate this landing spot, and I can't blame them. Brock Bowers to the Seahawks might be one of my new least favorite landing spots for Brock Bowers. Simply because we are already just less than a year removed of Jackson Smith and Jigba's ceiling being extremely limited because of all the weapons around him. Okay? Now we're going to add Brock Bowers into that? They just signed Noah Fant long-term. Noah Fant doesn't bother me at all. But Tyler Lockett's there. DK's there. JSN's there. We're going to add Brock Bowers? That sucks. And this has nothing to do with Brock Bowers' talent. Jacob, he is elite. He's absolutely elite. But we have to stop pretending in Dynasty drafts that situations don't matter. We have to stop pretending that. For the longest time, I was a part of this. A lot of us were a part of this. Situation doesn't matter. Talent over everything. Of course situation matters. You know how stupid that is? You know how stupid I would, like, if I heard myself say that a couple years ago now? You know how dumb that is, Zach? I'm talking to myself. Of course the situation matters. That doesn't mean that you just take anyone at any round. But, you know, this is just worst case scenario, Brock Bowers to the Seattle Seahawks. I know new offensive coordinator, new head coach, a whole new regime. But, man, that just sucks. I hate that landing spot. He could have gone to the Jags. It would be better. He could have gone to the Bengals. Could have gone to... Honestly, I would prefer the Saints. I would prefer the Broncos. I prefer the Chargers, the Jets. It's just, we have to stop pretending like the landing spots don't matter for these players. Because clearly last year, the landing spots mattered a lot. So, Jackson Smith-Njigba's ceiling was extremely limited. You got a guy like Puka Nacua, who's a 5th-round pick, put in the perfect situation. And what did he do? He thrived. He absolutely thrived. And, of course, he's very talented. The NFL missed on him. He'd be a first-round pick if we re-rolled. All right, Adonai Mitchell goes to the Chargers. Love that landing spot. Brian Thomas to the Jets. And Ladd McConkey goes to the Buffalo Bills. Excuse me. Damn. Y'all know what time it is. I'm going to ask you the same question I always ask you. Who do you think is the best value in the first round? Who do you think is the best value in the first round? Tell me who the best value in round 1 is. Welcome, Justin. He says he's a new subscriber. Welcome in. I don't disagree, Justin. I don't disagree they're not taking Brock Bowers, but like we said at the beginning of the stream, this is the world we need to live in, guys. The whole point of these mock drafts is to take yourself out of a certain reality and put yourself in a different reality and then decide how it would impact Dynasty football. Hey, guess what? If this time last year I told you the Seahawks were going to take Zach Charbonnet in round 2 when they just drafted Ken Walker in round 2, you think you would have agreed that that would have happened? Of course not. Absolutely not. But again, the point of these mocks is not to say that never would happen. It wouldn't happen. Every year, the NFL draft throws us a spanner in the works, and things happen that we don't think will happen. But who do you think is the best value in round 1? I'm reading your comments now. So, Sparrow says Drake May or Brian Thomas Jr. is the best value. Tim says Bowers. Bristleton says Bowers to the Chargers. I'm going to do something strange. Bobby says May is the best value. Same with Trax. Adam says Drake May because it was his pick. You love to see it. May Jacob says best value is Neighbors from 270. Michael says Marv is the best value. So a lot of people saying Marv, a lot of people saying Drake May. Let's be honest, guys. Drake May to the Vikings. If that happened I'm not saying it's right. But if Drake May went to the Vikings, I am telling you right here, hand on my heart, there will be a good portion of the Dynasty community that is advocating for him as the 101. I'm not telling you it's right. I'm not telling you he should be. I am telling you, hand on my heart, I've been doing this a while. There will be a good portion of the community saying Drake May is now the 101. It would be happening, okay? It would absolutely be happening in a lot of leagues. So I do like that value. I also think getting McCarthy at the 107, top 3 quarterback in the NFL draft, great value. But Adonai is really sneaky there. No one said Adonai. I thought that was really sneaky to get the Chargers' #1 wide receiver at the 109. I mean, that's pretty exciting, guys. I thought that was pretty exciting myself. But all right, we do have a like goal today of 100 likes. Let's get a little update on that. We are currently at 81. So we are just 19 likes away from 100. Do me a favor, hit that like button to show me some love. And let's continue into round number 2. Again, if we reach 100 likes, I'll pop off a second mock draft for y'all. But let's get into round 2 here, where Dark Raven started with Caleb, and he's got a chance to get another talent here at the 201. Xavier Worthy comes off the board, then Trey Benson. Remember, Worthy was the last first-round pick on the board. He went to the Panthers. They traded up with the Bills at pick 28. Y'all can see that here. So this is who they decide to build around Bryce Young with. Xavier Worthy and Deontay Johnson. I like it. We also see Trey Benson, my RB1, off the board. He goes to the Cleveland Browns. I kind of like that landing spot. To me, if they draft a running back in round 2, it tells us Nick Chubb is toast. It also tells us Jerome Ford is not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. Okay? Troy Franklin off the board next in round 2. I love, love, love that pick. In fact, I was hoping Troy might fall to me. I was hoping Troy might fall all the way to the 206 so I could draft him. Troy Franklin to the Cincinnati Bengals. They haven't had someone like that. Like, think about the Joe Burrow era. They have not had a Troy Franklin type of player. A guy to stretch the field like that. Of course, Jamar Chase, I get it. He stretches the field. He's just a different monster. I'm saying someone with that specific mold, your field stretcher, your Jameson Williams type of player. I really, really like that idea. Troy Franklin goes off the board. And then Jonathan Brooks, who was a round 3 pick, and he went to the New York Giants. And I got to start marking off some of these names so I can get on the same page when it's my turn. Braylon Allen goes off the board next. And Braylon Allen went... Where did Braylon go? He went to the Packers in round 3. I got to be honest. I'm not loving that landing spot. Because my floor comp for him is already on the team, A.J. Dillon. And now you got Josh Jacobs there. I don't know about that, Jesus. I don't know about that, brother. But look, I'm an idiot a lot of the time, so I could be wrong. Lots of good options on the board here, gang. Lots of good options. Damn, like I want to draft 4 players. This is typical me. All right, you know what? The last time we were in a draft 2 days ago, I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna let this guy fall to round 3. I'm gonna draft him in round 3." And then literally 2 picks later, he goes off the board. I will keep saying it every chance I can. Jalen McMillan is the best value in the entire NFL draft, not in Dynasty football. If he goes in round 3, in today's world he did, round 3 Jalen McMillan to the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Jaguars just got the steal of the draft. That's right, I am going to grab Jalen McMillan here off the board at the 206. I'm not going to let him slide again. I've learned my lesson. And look at that. I got the Washington boys. I got a Dunze and McMillan. Let's see if we can get Polk in round 3 and kind of get the whole trio on the team. Actually, I am in a Devy league where I already have Roma Dunze and Jalen McMillan. What Devy league is that? I think that's the final Devy here. Yes. Y'all see this squad here? This is one of my Devy squads. Mahomes, Etienne, Monty. We got a Dunze in there, and then we got McMillan over on the taxi squad. So we're ready. Of course, you know we got Trey Benson. We're ready for the 2024 season. Xavier Legette goes off the board next. I like that pick. It makes a ton of sense. He went to the Patriots early round 2. So it makes a ton of sense as to why you would make that pick. Early round 2, Patriots have no one that's going to lead the way, at least at the moment. It feels that way, so I think that pick makes a ton of sense there. Now, Legette isn't the type of name that I want to go to New England. I'll be honest with you guys. I want someone who I feel can get open straight away at the next level, rather than a project. And it's weird to call Legette a project because he's an older player. But there is so much in his game that still needs to improve for him to truly be a star. I would rather have a Polk there, a McMillan. I'd rather them go out and get a Pearsall or, a Roman Wilson, that type of Javon Baker even, Malik Washington. Obviously, some of those guys aren't worth an early second-round pick, but y'all get, hopefully, where I'm coming from there. Sorry, Trax. I'm trying not. Trying not to. Bo Nix off the board. Blake Corum off the board as well. Blake, where did Blake end up here? Blakey boy went to the Chargers in round 5. The hit rate on a round 5 running back. A lot of you don't care, I'm sure. (16.7%). 5 out of 30 running backs in the past decade have hit from round 5. Ricky Pearsall off the board next. Malachi Corley. I actually love that pick. I was thinking Malachi Corley at the 206. So to get him at the 211, goes to the Chiefs, round 2, end of round 2, same area where Rashee Rice went last year. That's kind of hot. I like it. And also Marshawn Lloyd. Talk about value. A round 3 running back on a team that has no clear starter at the 212? Bravo. Bravo, Aselmo. Really, really well done. I love that pick. All right, that's the end of round 2. So you know I'm going to ask you, chat. You know I'm going to ask you, who do you think is the best value in all of round 2? Best value in all of round 2. Let me know in the chat. I want to hear your opinions here. If I had to take a stab at it, I think Marshawn Lloyd. I think it's easily Marshawn Lloyd. You get a guy who could potentially start for a team at the 212, round 3. The round 3 hit rate is so good for running backs in the past decade. By the way, round 3 running backs have a better hit rate than round 1 wide receivers in the past decade. But we don't want to talk about that. All right, what does the chat say? Jacob says, Slick Ricky is the best value. He's too talented to go that late. Lloyd from Sparrow. Tim says Lloyd. Joshua says Brooks. Start and Park says, who can take whose job easier, Corum versus Gus or Lloyd versus Zamir? I think they both could take the job, to be honest, ahead of him. And I think there'll be a rotation in both those scenarios. Roll says Leggett because he's my pick. Morthian says Corum, who's reunited with Harbaugh. Matt loves Corley. Trax loves Corum. So a lot of Corum, Corley, Lloyd type of submissions there. So if you drafted those guys, you gotta feel good right now. Update on our like goal. We are just 9 likes away from 100. So if you have yet to hit the like button, be a friend. Hit that like button, help the channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We recently hit 12,000 subscribers, which is incredible. You guys are awesome. You guys are really, really awesome. We appreciate you. All right, like goal is 100. If we reach that, we'll do a second mock draft. Probably 1 quarterback format. But let's get into round 3 here, where Dark Raven is back on the board. First pick was Caleb Williams. Second pick was Xavier Worthy to the Panthers. Roman Wilson comes off the board. Roman Wilson went to the Colts in round 3. This is what's weird about the Colts in this draft. They take Ricky Pearsall in round 2. They take Roman Wilson in round 3. I'm going to have a video soon about Josh Downs, so just remember this. This just came out after I made that video. So just remember this before you roast me in the comments of that video where I talk about Josh Downs. Jalen Wright goes to the Texans in round 4. We see Keon Coleman to the Bills in round 4. Badaki just donated. He says, buy yourself a new shirt. It's mental. You know, my entire family's been trying to get me to throw away this shirt. You know how tough it is to throw away a reliable shirt? Yeah, it's got some holes. It's seen some better days. All right, oh shit. Yeah, the back gets way worse. The shirt's bad. I'm not gonna lie. The shirt's bad, but it's reliable. All right, it's always been there for me. Okay, so the shirt is staying in the family. It's not going anywhere. Lots of holes. Hey, some people used to pay for this kind of some people used to pay for those kind of holes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for the trends to come back. Keon Coleman, Jalen Polk off the board, a round 2 wide receiver in the 3rd round. A round 2 wide receiver in round 3. Brendan Rice also went. And where did Brendan actually end up here? I don't know if Brendan... Okay. Weird. I don't see Brendan Rice here. I must have missed him. No, Brendan Rice didn't get drafted. Come on, CBS. Be better. Okay, so lots of options here. I was actually only 2 picks away from reuniting the entire Washington wide receiver core. I could have got a Dunze, McMillan, and Polk. That would have been nice. What could have been? I got a tough decision to make here. Tough decision to make. And I've got 30 seconds to do it. Let me just look over all of my options. Man. I think I'm just going to take a shot on a running back in a backfield that I think is very weak. I'll take Audric Estime here at the 306. Not a big Audric Estime guy, but he goes to Carolina. And it's Chuba Hubbard. Miles Sanders as well, sure. But I'll take a shot on that situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting roasted right now by the chat. Shirts with holes always fit the best. Sparrow says, nah, that shirt's crazy. Jacob says that's crazy. Daniel says, there's nothing like a comfortable shirt. Keep it. Absolutely. There's 2 people on 2 different sides of this issue. Alex says, I bet that shirt's comfy AF. It is. It is. That shirt been through a bit of a knife fight. DFA the shirt. Does the shirt have a championship? Yes. Yeah, the shirt absolutely. It has a couple. It's got a couple. And the Roll also donated a super chat. Appreciate you, man. He says, I'm going to do a shocker of a pick at the 307. So he goes Frank Gore. Jr. Sorry. Frank Gore Jr. Honestly, Frank Gore might be the better pick at this point. I'm joking. I'm joking. Frank Gore Jr. goes to the Cowboys in round 5. And he gets to join Deuce Vaughn as irrelevant running backs on that team. I'm joking. Sorry. Too harsh. Too harsh. No. It's all love. It's all love. I'm kidding. 4. What did someone say? 425. You guys remember that stream? The famous Frank Gore Jr. stream? 425, 40-yard dash. Put it on the board, someone said. That didn't happen, did it? It didn't happen, did it? Miles Sanders isn't on the Panthers anymore. It's just the ghost of Miles Sanders. Jesus says that you took his pick the role. Steel Mob says most def got a shirt like that. Hey, we all got a shirt like that, you know? Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Isaiah Davis off the board. He went to the Cardinals in round 5. Isaiah Davis definitely intrigues me. It's funny, like, I wanted to be in on Isaiah Davis. He has some very impressive numbers from an FCS school. But it's so funny because you don't have to go back far. Pierre Strong Jr. It's really funny when you look up Isaiah Davis because you're like, holy hell, that is super impressive. Okay, yeah, he played for South Dakota State, but look at these numbers. Look at the efficiency. Look at the explosiveness. And then you don't have to go back too far. You go just all the way back a couple years. Pierre Strong Jr. out of South Dakota State, the same exact college, put up insane numbers. He had over 1,600 yards and 28 touchdowns. And it's like, damn. Yeah, that's tough to face that reality. Javon Baker gone and Jermaine Burton. 2 incredible values that were still on the board. Jermaine Burton, I was considering him at the 306. That might be, and I say this too often, I'm aware, but that might be the steal of the draft at the 311 there. I'm not going to lie to you. It might be. Javon Baker went to the Lions in round 3. But Jermaine Burton, Carolina Panthers. I don't know, y'all. That's close. That's close. WG says if Zach ever becomes a zombie, he won't need to change his shirt. That's true. Malik Washington, another incredible value from a Selmo at the 12 spot. Malik Washington was another name I was considering at the 306. He is the perfect replacement for Deontay Johnson in Pittsburgh. Perfect. He is going to be able to get open with ease out of the slot for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he complements George Pickens beautifully. But guys, that's the end of round 3. Who do you think is the best value in round 3? Tell me in the comment section. I want to know. This is your chance to be heard. Okay? Yes, Xavier Worthy went to the Panthers, and they also, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, they got Xavier Worthy and now Deontay Johnson, Jermaine Burton, but still, I love the bet. I love the bet. All right, best value. Track says Burton. Sparrow says Burton. Frank Gore Jr.'s landing spot makes me like him at the 307. That makes sense. Frank Gore, Jesus says, you'll love to see it. Burton, Gore, Malik. Danny likes Malik. So a lot of people on the Jermaine Burton train. Malik Washington's one hell of a pick too. I'm going to tell you all that right now. What's up, Dak? He says, hi, good day, mate. Good day. What's up, Dak? Welcome in, my man. All right, guys, let's get into round 4 here. Last round. Last opportunity to improve your team. Just looking at some replies for the offers I sent out for Rashee Rice. We got a couple counters. We got a couple Rashee Rice counters. So we might be cooking in the kitchen after this stream. Luke McCaffrey goes off the board. Christian's brother. The ugly brother. No, that's rude. Stepsister. He goes to the Broncos in round 4. How you doing? Keep it moving. Thanks for joining the team. I'm just looking at my options now. Spencer Rattler goes to the Seattle Seahawks in round trace. I got some options here. Man, that Jatavion Sanders pick is... That might be the worst draft capital landing spot I've ever seen for him. Tez Walker and Ben Sinnott off the board. A couple third-round picks no longer available. Then Jatavion Sanders goes. I mean, what is the reality for Jatavion Sanders if this was the real world? Like, if Jatavion really goes round 5 to the Ravens, where you've got Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews. I mean... What's this guy's name again? Chris Trapazzo is just burying Jatavion Sanders. What's up, Chris? Huh? What did Jatavion do, man? Damn, son. Just burying him before he even takes a snap. So Sanders is off the board. Tight end premium. Lots of options. We are going to draft a tight end here. And that tight end's name is Theo Johnson. Welcome to the squad, Theo Johnson. He goes round 3 to the Cincinnati Bengals. And they have not had a tight end that they could feature in a long time. I don't know if Theo's going to be that. He's certainly a great athlete, but I'll take the shot at the 406. Bucky Irving goes off the board next. Bucky went to the Jags in round 5. Johnny Wilson went to the Chiefs in round 5. So Johnny is off the board. Here comes Johnny. No Coker. Is Coker not in the in this thing yet? Yeah, he's there. He's there. Or maybe he's not. He's not drafted. Frank Gore has a bloodline upside. I mean, that's true. But let's be honest, guys. If you watch Frank Gore Jr. play, it is nothing like watching Frank Gore play. And it's funny because I did see an interview where he talked about how he models his game after his dad. No disrespect, but you guys aren't the same player at all. Completely different. Not the same size, not the same physicality. If Frank Gore Jr. thrives in the NFL, I think it will be because of what he does in space, what he does with, on third downs as a pass catcher. This is not a guy you give the ball to 20 times a game like Frank. This is not Frank the Tank. Danny says, love the Theo pick. He'll be open all year. Do you like Cowing? We love Cowing here. Yeah, we do. We love Cowing. But he just seems to get buried. He wasn't even drafted here in this mock draft, unfortunately. Tyrone Tracy. He is probably the #1 hype, deep sleeper running back for the Dynasty community right now. He goes to the Bills in round 5. And, yes, I love it. Louis Rees-Zammit, the rugby player from the UK who joined the Chiefs. You can draft him in rookie drafts, so that is something to remember. I'll be honest. Look, I don't want to be rude, but the videos I saw of him running routes. Okay. All right. Should I? I mean, you guys know. We'll leave it at that. But hey, developmental player. Anything can happen. Special teams, special players. Special teams, special players. Steel Mob says, should we get ready for kick returners in fantasy? Hey, we talked about that. We talked about that on the stream a couple days ago. If the kick returner position changes, there's no reason next offseason why we shouldn't consider, talking about that, what that could mean for fantasy football. But we did reach our like goal. So I appreciate y'all. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. We are at 105 likes now, which is incredible. Thank you for the love. So we will do a second mock draft. And we'll make it one quarterback for the one quarterback gang. I'll put the link in the same exact spot as I did last time in the Discord in the content release tab. I'll put a link to the Discord here so you guys can join. But again, under Fantasyland, content releases, that is where all of our links get sent out. So this is free game. So go crazy. First come, first serve type of situation. I love that. Yeah, he probably is a returner. Talking about special teams, special players. Are we sleeping on special teams? Anais Smith. There's always a chance I'm severely wrong on some players. But Anais Smith's film, some of the most underwhelming film I watched this year of any position, of any player. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right, guys. This is one quarterback. So let's get this thing going. One quarterback, PPR, tight end premium. Same landing spots as before. If you want a refresher on the landing spots, I'll put a link in the chat for you. But let's go ahead and get this thing popping here in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds on the clock for the one quarterback gang. Also, if you're in the one quarterback gang, we did release a one quarterback mock where we talk through things in depth on our channel. It's the latest video that we've released, so go check that out. I'll say we don't do nothing for you, okay? I'll say that now, all right? We try and help the one quarterback gang as much as we can. So, Marvin Harrison Jr. goes. Remember, he's a Cardinal. We also had Roma Dunze, who went ahead of Malik Neighbors. I'm scratching my head there a little bit, if I'm honest with you. Malik Neighbors will be the unquestioned number 1 in New York. Oh, shit. There's 30 seconds on the clock. Panic pick. Sorry, gang. I should have been more on top of things. Adonai Mitchell. That's probably the wrong pick, but whatever. I'll take him. He went to the Chargers. I was talking through the mock, and I missed my opportunity to shine there. Oh, well. Brock Bowers off the board. He goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Brian Thomas Jr. also off the board. He went to the New York Jets. I probably should have taken Brian. Oh, well. This is what happens when you try and get too deep into the mock here. Xavier Worthy off the board as well. He goes to the Carolina Panthers. Freak says it was him taking a Dunze. He wanted to shake it up, and he's a Bears fan. That makes sense. Makes sense. So Brian Thomas Jr. off the board. And Xavier Worthy, as well as Trey Benson, my guy, comes off the board. Second round pick to the Cleveland Browns. Then we see Caleb Williams. Will there be a run of quarterback here? Let's see if that triggers the rest of the people drafting. See, this is always an interesting stat to me. Just respectfully, this completely ignores context. Where's the number 1 receiver for the Giants offense finished since Daniel Jones? I think you're asking the wrong question. Has there ever been a player like Malik Neighbors on the New York Giants since OBJ? No. Certainly not at the receiver position. So I get it, but I think that's a silly conversation topic. Personally, I could be wrong. I'm an idiot. All right, so the quarterbacks did get triggered there. We saw Drake May off the board, Jaden Daniels off the board. Daniels, I mean, look, it makes sense because Drake went to the Vikings, but Daniels with that rushing upside, one quarterback, that is interesting. Lab McConkey's also gone. Jonathan Brooks, who went to the Giants, is gone. Marshawn Lloyd goes much higher than he did in last draft. Remember last draft he was a 312. Okay, Troy Franklin's gone. I need to focus on my pick here. Damn, I don't, nothing's standing out. Okay. We'll grab Malachi here. Malachi Corley off the board. That's a tough spot, though. I feel like there's a clear break there. Daniel says, Zach, if May goes to the Vikings and Jane goes to the Commanders, who would be your pick at the 102? I don't know. You want an honest answer? I have no idea. Probably Drake May. Probably Drake May. Man, that rushing upside is so enticing for Jaden. But yeah, probably the guy throwing to Justin Jefferson for his career. Probably the guy throwing to Jordan Addison as his wide receiver 2. Yeah, I'd probably say Drake May. But that is a tough situation. It's just Kevin O'Connell, man. He just knows how to run an offense. Jalen McMillan off the board. Love that pick. Daniel Macy says, I have the 102 in the upcoming rookie draft and we'll have to make that decision. Yeah, it's not a fun decision to make. It sounds like you're ruling out Marvin Harrison Jr. then. Stat says, made the Blitnikoff award winner throw in peace after one season. Apples to oranges, but the Giants just look like a black hole for fantasy relevance. I get that. I would just encourage anyone, never use situations as to why you're not in on a player. Just in general. Like, I'm not saying you did this, but just in general, it's to me, it's one of my It's one of the least sticky arguments I hear for players in so many different scenarios. Like, for example, nobody wanted C.J. Stroud last year because he went to the Texans, okay? Texans were the worst landing spot. The Panthers were the better landing spot. And we were a part of that in a way as well. But even simple things like no one was in on C.J. because he was an Ohio State quarterback. We have people in the Dynasty community who are genuinely saying they will not draft Drake May because he's a Carolina quarterback, North Carolina quarterback, and because Trubisky and Howell weren't stars, that means that Drake May is not going to succeed, right? These blanket statements of certain schools, certain places in the NFL you don't want to go. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's just not the way that it's not a serious thing that I consider when evaluating players or where they could go. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so New York hasn't had a good wide receiver. The last time they did, it was OBJ. OBJ, this might be crazy for me to say for some people, but I would have a very similar prospect grade for OBJ and Malik Neighbors. I wasn't grading players back then, but Malik Neighbors is an elite prospect. He's a Jamar Chase type prospect. But of course, Daniel Jones had no good wide receivers. I mean, who was he throwing to? Darius Slayton was his wide receiver one. Sterling Shepard on torn Achilles. Even the guy who was successful in fantasy, Wan'Dale Robinson, couldn't stay healthy for more than a couple games, you know? So all I'm saying is just be careful with blanket statements, guys, that because this college hasn't had someone successful, that means this guy can't do it. Or because this NFL team hasn't had a successful player at X position, I'm not going to draft. It just, I don't know. I don't like those arguments. Macy says, I need a quarterback badly. Absolutely, situation matters. 100% situation matters. But I get how you could say, okay, well, Adunze gets to have the ball thrown from Caleb Williams. Adunze's got to fight with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. What if Adunze is the number 3 wide receiver on his team in year 1? I'm not saying he will be. He's just as good as any of those other players. Maybe he's the number 1 in year 1. But he's got to fight with 4 very good pass catchers on that team. Adunze is the number 1, unquestioned, will be fed targets. Yeah, he might not have a high catch rate. It might not be the most accurate passes. But that man is headed for 140 targets as a rookie if that happens, right? Neighbors in New York is what I meant to say. Neighbors in New York. But I get it. Everything matters. The 103 Ayuk, I'd rather have the 103. Yes, Howell was a 5th round pick, but guys, I'm talking pre-draft, okay? I'm talking this time 2 years ago, before the 2022 draft. But maybe you're saying with people's conversations toward Drake May. A lot of different parallels going on here. All right. Malik Washington at the 310, that's hot. Isaiah Davis off the board. Isaac Herendo. I wanted to draft Isaac Herendo, man. Just buried. Lions round 6, was it? Lions round 6. Oh, Jermaine Burton's on the board? What y'all doing? What y'all doing letting me get Jermaine Burton in round 4? What's your starting offer for Rice? Jared, I would rewatch the beginning of today's stream because we talk about that in depth for about 10-15 minutes. Go rewatch the beginning of the stream. That's the best answer, I'd say. that he came from that school and this team never had a good player at that position argument always pisses me off. It doesn't piss me off. I just feel like there's no foundation to it. Do you know what I mean? A lot of things happen in the NFL every year that we haven't seen before. But I get it. All the Bears radio and media is calling, or the callers, I'm assuming, are saying all offseason that the Bears get quarterback right, so just stick with Fields. The Bears never get quarterback right, so stick with Fields and build around him because Caleb will bust because it's Chicago. Yeah, that's a bit silly. That's a bit silly season, isn't it? Guys, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for the love today. Thanks for the likes. We did reach our like goal. And y'all have been great today. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate the people who have subscribed. I will be live tomorrow night. If you want to hang out with me tomorrow night, I'll be live reviewing people's Dynasty teams. If you want your Dynasty team to be reviewed, I'll put a link in the chat here. Gotta be a Mother Flocker member and have to use a code LAND. So again, gotta use a code LAND, gotta be a Mother Flocker member. Sign up at flockfantasy.com/land. I put a direct link in the chat for you guys. I would suggest clicking instant access when you sign up, because that will allow you to skip that trial so your team is instantly eligible for a team review. But once you sign up, go to your account in the top right, link your Discord, and then you should see all of our premium Discord channels that we offer to our users. But that's it for today. I appreciate y'all big time. If you haven't followed me over on the Twitter sphere, I'll put a direct link in the chat if you want to. If you don't, I get it. But I made an interesting trade. Wow, why are there that many likes? When I went live, there was like 60 likes on this. What happened? Why did that blow up? Anyway, I post stuff that I do in Dynasty Leagues on my Twitter. All right, I post stupid opinions. I'll always talk about Treylon Burks if I get an opportunity. Retweet people that I like. A lot of times we'll go to Twitter to have you guys be a part of our videos as well. Where is like the polls, but I'll send trades that I've done. This one, for example, if you replied to that, you were probably in a video. Same with this one. So yeah, give us a follow over on the Twitter sphere. Again, I don't really know why this blew up, but that's cool. I can see it's bookmarked, so someone's ready for me to fail. Anytime I see a bookmark, I know it's people just wanting me to fail. They want to shit on me. Not literally. But anyway. Freak says, I genuinely feel a Burks breakout coming this year. Oh, man. Nothing would give me more joy than a Treylon Burks and a Jameson Williams breakout in 2024. Oh, my God. Nothing would give me more joy. Yes, we will be doing an NFL draft stream. Thank you for bringing that up, actually. That's a great segue. I'm glad you talked about that. I was going to forget to tell you guys. Every year for the NFL draft, we go live on our redraft channel. It's kind of like the beginning of us starting to make redraft content. This is our redraft channel. It's called Fantasyland Football. You might not know that we have one. But yes, we will be live reacting to the entire first round. So I'll put a link here in the chat if you guys want. You see that little notify me button? I don't know if y'all see that. But you can click that. And when we do go live during the NFL draft, there'll be a lot of people live. If you decide you want to hang out with us and see our reactions, then you can do so. And obviously, we will start to post a lot more content over on our redraft channel after the NFL draft as well. It is Zach Evans season, baby. Speaking into life. Come on, Zach. Freak says, which wide receiver do you think is most likely to be the Burks of this year's draft bust of the year? Oh, that is so painful to hear. Well, I'll be honest, guys. Like, I came out really strong against Keon Coleman. This was back in December when we first started covering the class. I came out really hot out of the gates anti-Keon Coleman because everywhere I saw him as a top 10 NFL draft pick, I saw him in everyone's top 5 rankings of their Dynasty rookie wide receivers. He was outside my top 10 at that point. And that's who I thought was going to be like my guy I was against. But to be honest, the tides have turned. Like, in this mock draft we just used, he was a 4th round pick. We're commonly seeing him in round 2. We're commonly seeing him end of round 2 for Superflex rookie drafts. So I don't know that I could really claim him as that guy anymore. That would have been the easiest pick for me. But now there's a scenario where I think he's of value. Oh, man. I'll be honest. Like, I really think the top 8 are really good in this class. Seriously. Like, Marvin, Malik, Adunze. I don't see those guys failing at all. Brian Thomas Jr., McConkey, Franklin, Mitchell, Worthy. I think those all will be very good players in the NFL. But outside of that, I do have some concerns around Leggett. Leggett concerns me a little bit with the late breakout. I think he has a lot of work to do as a route runner. And that's just a concern. Doesn't mean you can't be successful, but it is a concern. But yeah, there's no one round 1 that I'm honestly like out on. You know? But I definitely hear with Brian Thomas Jr., there's a lot of development that he has to do as a route runner too. You're not just, I mean, you can win with physicality in the NFL, but it's only going to get you so far, right? Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I appreciate y'all big time. Hit the like button. If you're a one quarterback person, go check out our recent video. And I'll see you tomorrow night where I'll be reviewing people's Dynasty teams. Again, I'll put a direct link in the chat for you to sign up if you like. That's it. All love. I appreciate you. And enjoy the rest of your night. I will be live tomorrow. I'll see you then. Appreciate you.